Mom, I want a Lego set.
A Lego set? Are you bored?
Yeah.
I can give you something better. This is like Legos for adults. Let's put this Zillow micro habitat together.
But Mom, this doesn't look anything like Legos. Do you think that maybe we could build it together?
Let's do it. Now, wasn't that fun?
Yes, I love you.
I love you too. Zilla. Fun for the whole family. Deadly Tarantula Girl coming to you from my studio. I am going to do another tarantula rehousing video today. This is Brachypelma boemi, also known as the Mexican Fireleg. Been raising this kid up for a while. Let's start the rehouse. So I'm going to first safely capture the animal. These guys are a New World species. They do kick hairs, which I don't love urticating hairs. Urticating hairs are a modified hair that are part of a defense mechanism. That vermiculite was pretty new, so instead of throwing it away, I'm going to use it in this enclosure. And even if it were too dirty to put in this enclosure, then I would put it in my garden because I recycle. So there are some main differences between tarantulas, terrestrial and arboreal, meaning ground dwelling and tree dwelling. This is a terrestrial species that do need a lower enclosure because they are ground dwelling, but they're also burrowers, so they do need a deeper substrate. And as always with vermiculite, you need to make sure that it is plenty moist. Many old world species of tarantulas tend to have a more defensive temperament and more potent venom to protect them from potential predators. Most New World species have more docile temperaments, less potent venom, but many are also equipped with urticating hairs, which are hairs that they can kick off, which can irritate the skin, eyes, nose, and mouth, which if you're a predator attempting to eat them is very, very aggravating. And if you're a person attempting to take care of them, can also be aggravating. How irritating the hairs are varies from species to species, as well as from person to person, because, like for example, Thrixopelma ochrati hairs for some reason really bother me more than anything. And urticating hairs didn't used to bother me really at all. And now that I've been working around tarantulas for many years, they irritate me more easily. So I'm a little more cautious. And if I feel like I have urticating hairs on me, then I pretty much will go wash them off immediately rather than just kind of ignoring it like I used to when I was younger. So basically when you're mixing up this vermiculite mix, you want to make sure it's a little bit clumpy. You don't want it to be drippy or soaking wet, but you don't just want it to be loose and powdery. As with most terrestrial species, they like to have a hide. So again, along the lines of recycling, just gonna use this little plastic dish that was supposed to be a disposable dish, and I just cut a little doorway into it. And some people might think that this isn't big enough, but if you study tarantulas in the wild, you'll be shocked to see. I've seen adult Aphanopelma hensi come out of a tiny hole that looks no bigger than a magic marker, and a tarantula crawls out of there and they have a very small burrow, which is totally incredible, but that's how they live in the wild, and that's safety and security to them. So they actually like to have a little small hide, and they actually don't typically enjoy living in very large enclosures, which is one thing I found. If you do want to put them in a huge enclosure, it's best to give them a lot of small little safe areas to hide. Okay, so that was my setup. You can include a tiny little water dish if you like. Because this is a more skittish species of the Brachypelma genus, I am going to have just kind of be prepared for it to potentially wig out and run off really quick, so I sort of have the lid ready here. And really I could just leave this in here, but I'm gonna get it out of here so you guys can see it. So this is also known as the Mexican Fireleg, and they look similar to the Mexican red knee, but this is the Mexican Fireleg, and you can see that they, rather than just having the red patellas, more of their leg is red. And unlike the Brachypelma smithii or Hamori, they are not quite as gentle-natured, but they are as beautiful. The patella is the knee on the leg. And so you can see this is a very beautiful species, one that I enjoy keeping. The females of the species are long-lived, like most in the Brachypelma genus, with females living up to about 25 years and males averaging a lifespan of 7 to 8 years. Very cool, beautiful species. Not the most potent venom, but not an animal that I recommend free handling, especially since they aren't as calm. And basically most people don't condone free handling tarantulas really in any case except for an emergency. For example, if I have a species of bird eater that may fall off a table, if I don't grab it, I'm going to grab it. But you might not want to do that because you might get bitten. So that was my Brachypelma boehmei Rehouse. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Drop your questions and comments below, and I'll see you guys soon.